What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And UFC 318 at the time of recording this took place or around 12 hours ago ish. By the time you're watching this, it would have been well and truly completed over a 12 hours, sorry, what am I saying? Yeah, it would have been, by the time you have watched this, it would have been over 12 hours. But yeah, we've talked about the card, we recapped the card already. I gave a quick recap because I had to get to work. Now I'm home from work recording at 1:23 a.m. Australia time on a Monday morning. And we will be matchmaking all of the fights to make on this card. You know, I am the best matchmaker on YouTube. I be matchmaking bangers, you know. I be predicting fights that are going to happen. So that's why you should listen to these matchups. And this is maybe not all of these things that should happen next. Some of them are things I want next. Some of them are things that I think will just happen next. But anyway, I put no thought into these. So yeah. Let's move on though. Like and subscribe and shit. We're trying to hit 20k by the end of the year. Anyway, that's probably not going to happen, but a man can dream. You know, Poirier said never stop pulling guillotines. I'm never going to stop assuming we're going to hit a milestone by the end of the year. So make it happen. Listen, kid, I don't know, 20k? Yeah, no fucking chance. Anyway, also, if you haven't already, go vote on the round of 8 quarterfinal matchups for the best MMA YouTuber bracket as well. Because those are out. The matchups are Guru vs Lucas, myself versus MMA Shay. That's the very close one. You guys need to vote for me. Because it would be really funny if I won that, even though I definitely shouldn't. And then it's what's the kid's name? ITP MMA versus Harry 1 of 1, and then Bedtime MMA versus Lionel Rivera. Lionel Rivera actually commented on the post. I feel bad for the kid. He's got 10% of the votes. Anyway, let's get into the matchmaking. So, to start off, Maximus Holloway versus Charles Oliveira feels like a really fucking obvious fight to make. There's going to be some little nerd saying, like, actually, I think Holloway deserves a title shot. Because he actually, like, beat Gaethje. And it's like, yeah, Gaethje doesn't deserve a title shot either. You don't get to just move back up a weight class, and then get a title shot against a guy who just beat you, coming off one win. Like, I'm not here to discredit the Poirier win. It was a great win. I picked him to win. This is not like cope of me getting my pick wrong or anything. I literally picked Holloway by like 49-46 decision. Was no complaints. And I'm not even salty as well because I bet $1,000 on the fight to start round 3, which hit. Because I'm a gambling addict. But we made a very marginal amount of profit for a $1,000 wager. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and act like he's just beaten Prime Dustin Poirier. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's just fucking... If he'd finished Dustin in, like, the first round, or, like, the second round, like, I'd be like, alright. Or if he just 50-42'd him, we could talk. But, like, he's had a good, competitive, winning performance where he looked good. He just fucking got KO'd by Ilya. Like, Ilya has... I don't care if Gaethje doesn't deserve it. I'd rather see Gaethje fight Ilya before Max rematch Ilya. Like, I want to see... I'm sick of just rematch maxing on people's resumes. It pisses me off. Because you'll fucking talk about people in the GOAT list and be like, yeah, bro, he beat Vettori twice with Adesanya or some shit like that. It's different when Volk beats Max 3 times because the second time was an immediate rematch when Holloway was the champ after he just lost his belt. And then the third fight was after Holloway had gone back and beaten Calvin Kattar and Yair Rodriguez. So it was deserved. If Max wins another fight, like if he beats Charles Oliveira, no complaints. If he goes out and fucking kills Charles in a round, I'll be sad. But again, no complaints if he wants to get a rematch. You can market it at like a lightweight, at different. Holloway's chin better, even though it's clearly not. And like, I don't know what the fuck anyone's thinking is going to be different about it. Like, it's going to be the same. It's going to be worse. I don't think Max is better now than he was against Ilya. Like, I saw nothing in that Poirier fight to indicate to me that that's like some new and improved Max Holloway. He just fought... It just looked like the Gaethje fight because he's fighting lightweights who are just slower, you know. So, personally... And it's like, bro, he's fighting a 35, 36-year-old retiring Dustin Poirier. Like, it's not... This is not the Poirier that knocked out Conor. This is not the Poirier that went to war with Dan Hooker. Like, this is not the Poirier that beat Gaethje the first time, or Max the first... Maybe it... I don't know. It's kind of hard to gauge in that aspect. Like, was Poirier in his prime when he beat Max the first time? I don't even know. But, yeah, fuck, the Charles fight's the fight to make. The only other option I would accept is Dan Hooker. Timeline-wise, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to do Dan Hooker versus Fiziev. No insight to that at all, but that would just make sense. Especially as like a Perth main event, if they for that UFC fight night in Australia. If they could get Yuri versus Olberg on there, but if they can't do that, a Hooker Fiziev matchup would be a sick would be a sick main event. Even if not, that just feels like a fight that they should do on the pay-per-view main card or something like that. But yeah, this is the fight. Holloway, Oliveira, two guys. We saw the first fight. It didn't end properly. It was a fucking fluky freak injury. I kind of think Max would beat him, honestly, just based on how we're seeing all these lightweight versus featherweight matchups going. I love Charles, and before I saw him get flatlined by Ilya, I could probably like cope myself into picking him. But after just seeing, it's kind of just a difference of like, yeah, it's just different level of, like, Max is having a competitive-ish striking tit for tat, and then he gets KO'd, rather than Charles, who basically just got shut down and slept in a round. So yeah, this is the fight though. It's interesting still. Again, and I think this is more interesting. Like, I'd pick Holloway even more comfortably to beat like Dan Hooker. Like, and you're not going to do Holloway Fiziev or something. Like, if we're trying to make competitive fights, fucking sure, give him Armin. But like, we just know that's not going to happen. And there's no interest in a Gaethje rematch either. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, I'm saying I think Cannonier's going to lose to MVP. I clickbaited you in the thumbnail. Hope it worked. But I'm saying these fight to make videos never do good views. But anyway, Costa versus Cannonier. I think Cannonier's going to lose to MVP. Costa is not an active fighter. And also, unless the UFC is just a complete embarrassment, if Hamzat wins, like, it would just be the most egregious title shot ever to give to Costa. Like, Whitaker's got to win over him. If RDR wins, he would deserve it more. A Mavov Borralho winner deserves. Like, there's like fucking Fluffy Hernandez if he beats Delidzis. Like, there's like 7 fucking guys. Like, Whitaker with a loss to RDR would still deserve a fucking title shot more. But like, there's the only interest is just like the sort of O'Malley Cheeto or Paddy Ilya-esque kind of just they don't like each other, and like that's cool, yeah. But we can make the guy who we don't need to just excuse like 12 versus champion title shots just because like, bro, he's got beef. He doesn't like him, bro. Like, otherwise everyone's just gonna start randomly beefing the champ for no fucking reason just to try and get a title fight. So this is the fight to make. I think Cannonier loses to... this has been booked before. Costa, I believe, pulled out. Now, if Hamzat loses, there's a very good chance we see this as like some fucking Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, fucking fight night main event in the future. But because neither of these guys are reliable to stay active at all. So if Hamzat loses, it's a different story. And I kind of think he might. But it's like, I can't... if I'm matchmaking what I think is more likely to happen, I think Cannonier losing is more likely than fucking Hamzat losing. That's all I'll say. Anyway, though, let's move on to his opponent. Next up, I think Roman Kopylov, who is dead to me, by the way. Roman Kopylov, you have no more fans. Lucas jumped off. I just saw his video. I don't think he's on the train anymore. Yeah, there's no Roman Kopylov hype train anymore. We are no longer we. You are just you now. You have no hype chain. Yeah, you can go fight the winner of fucking Brian Battle versus the Sultan Ruzaboev, kid. Good luck. Anyway, let's move on. Fucking, that was just an embarrassing performance from Kopylov. Anyway, let's move on. This fucking goofball. Yeah, have fun, kid. You think you're top 15 caliber? Yeah, go fight Jeff Neal, buddy. You're cooked. I just don't want to see... I want to see D-Rod extort, because he's about to be ranked, and it's going to anger me, and it's going to actually hurt my fucking eyes to see 38-year-old Daniel Rodriguez ranked. And it's going to piss me off. So we need to get him exterminated immediately. Now, was I thinking, yeah, we give him someone outside the rankings that could beat him? Because, like, that's literally everyone. Like, fucking Islam Dulatov beats Daniel Rodriguez. I don't care. Like, this dude sucks. Like, Jake Matthews beats him. You want me to list off, like, 10... I'll list off right now, off the top of my head, no looking. 10 unranked guys that beat Daniel Rodriguez right now. Right, let's go. Randy Brown, Jake Matthews, Islam Dulatov, Stephen Thompson is technically now unranked. Fucking Jacoby Smith probably beats this kid. I'm just trying to actually process what fucking Punahele Soriano beats this guy, but I don't care. Like, you get the point. Now, I can't even think of welterweight. Carlos Leal, Nicholas Dalby, fucking Andreas Gustafsson, like, Renat Fakhretinov, like, everyone outside the rankings beats this dude, and he's about to be ranked. So, the way the UFC could play it is either you get someone who you want ranked and just give them a kind of fraudulent top 15 spot via them beating D-Rod, because anyone with talent will. Ponzinibbio was making competitive with him until he got caught. But or you could just say fuck you and just like get boxed up and get chinned. And just do fun stylistic fight. Give him I'll say I don't hate D-Rod for this. Like he fought his fight. Holland was just a fucking idiot. But this would just be a fun fight. I think Prates is going to beat Jeff Neal. If not, Jeff Neal probably deserves someone higher. But you could just say the loser of Prates versus Jeff Neal versus Daniel Rodriguez next is my fight to make. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, I don't know. Holland's probably going to still be retarded and try and stay active. Just give him like Randy Brown or something. Fuck Kevin Holland, dude. You fought like a bum. Just refusing to finish the fight, refusing to fight with IQ, refusing to fight with talent, refusing to defend yourself. Hopefully Randy Brown can fucking chin you. That or Jake Matthews. I just want both of these two. I'm going to put up the fan rankings polls in a little bit. I don't want to rank Daniel Rodriguez, and I think you guys would be okay with that. Let me know in the comments. Say yes, or like timestamp this or something with like a thumbs up if you would just be okay with ignoring the fact that just taking both of these two out the fan rankings and just putting someone else in, because like I would support that. Just put like Bonfim in or something, because we didn't rank him after the Wonderboy fight because we thought he lost. So yeah. I'm genuinely okay with just ranking Bonfim instead of this bomb. Anyway, let's move on to the next fight. Next up, Patricio Pitbull. This kid's a fucking savage. This kid's making a run for the belt. We'll give him a fellow unk. He might get flatline KO'd or he might win. That's kind of the vibe. It's like, do you pick Emmett by brutal flatline one-punch KO like Coma fucking CT Society? Or do you pick Pitbull via crafty Bellator tactics? I don't mind this fight, like, because you could just give Pitbull an up-and-comer, but, like, while he's here, you ain't got Pitbull for, like, 2 more years. Like, you've got this dude for, like, 3 more fights. Like, if this dude takes another L, he's probably just gone. Like, there's not really any point to keeping him around for the back end of his career as a Bellator guy with not that much name value amongst the casual fans. Like, you could feed this dude someone, but it's like, if you want to feed an older guy to a prospect, you want to make it someone that the fans, like, really know. Or you want him to have like a signature win first. So either you give him a bum and he gets a highlight reel finish. I don't even think Pitbull's fucking capable of a highlight reel finish. But like, you try and get him a highlight reel finish against some can. Like, you give this dude fucking Jekasaragi just so he can fucking flatline KO him on a main card or some shit, because they're going to keep forcing us to watch Pitbull on a main card. I guarantee you that's some bullshit in his contract or something. Watch Pitbull have some clause in his contract that he has to be on a pay-per-view main card every fight. Prove me wrong. Put this dude on a fight. Put him in Brazil on the fight night. But, yeah, I don't know. You could fight Josh Emmett. That actually is not a bad idea. Josh Emmett on the Brazil fight night. I wouldn't mind that. Anyway, let's move on. And that's the kind of the thing is, like, this Brazil fight night is low-key being reliant on just all these guys coming up winning their fights. Because, like, before, like, 2 weeks ago, they had, like, no fucking Brazilians booked. So no Brazilians available. And now we got a bunch coming up. Like, we just had Costa fight. We just had Pitbull fight, obviously. We just had Vinicius Oliveira fight. We've just had a few other guys. Like, last week, we just had Teixeira fight. We just had Petrino, who's already fucking booked, fighting Thomas Peterson. We just had, like, Denise fight a couple weeks ago. So, a lot of... We got Buchecha fighting, like, next weekend. Like, there's a lot of Elvis Brenner's fighting in a week or whatever. Like, lots and lots of Brazilians coming up that are kind of, like, probably going to be all on quick. It's just going to be, like, a bunch of Brazilians and just which one of you can make quick turnarounds. Like Bonfim as well just fought, so it'll be interesting to see how that card shapes up. But yeah, Pitbull Emmett I feel like is a good fight. Next up, we got Dan Ige. He can fight Nathaniel Wood. Fuck you, Dan Ige. You fought like a bum. Let's just test if Dan Ige can lose 2 fights in a row. I know he lost to Julio Lopez and Lerone Murphy in a row, but that doesn't really count. Let's see if he can lose 2 definitive, like, proper fights in a row against unranked guys. Because, like, Pitbull was, like, kind of unranked, but it's, like, kind of, like, he snuck past it in terms of, like, Bellator status. But Nathaniel Wood is unranked. So, if he loses to this, he might be washed. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, I need to see something. Michael Johnson versus Drew Dober. Just for reasons. Master Dober, we need to test if he's still there. We need to test if he's still got his roots deep down, you know. Michael Johnson, Drew Dober, we need to test that. Michael Johnson, does he kind of deserve like a top 20 guy because he's on like a 3-fight win streak? Yes, but it's like Daniel Zellhuber, Do we give you a top 20 dude from off Zellhuber? Like, Dober's not top 20 anymore from the amount of losses he's had, but like, Dober's still a guy that like kind of no matter where he is in his career, if you beat like a Dober, you're kind of like, yeah, you get a top 20 guy, top 15 guy. Like, you could do Johnson versus like Matt Fravola, you could do Johnson versus like fucking Ludovic Klein or some shit, but like, I don't know, that doesn't really carry as much cachet. Give the Unk Drew Dober, see if he can deal with that racism. Anyway, let's move on. We do not care about technique. We will be ignoring the critics that said we looked gassed and looked like we were an unranked heavyweight. And we will be beating Chito Vera and then beating PDR to earn our title shot. I'm telling you, this is the script. Look into it. I've seen the script. I've seen the writing on the wall. This is Bantamweight Dricus du Plessis. This is literally... Am I wrong? I'm sorry. I make really good comparisons, and I came up with a banger one on stream saying that, again, let's compare Dricus's career. Looking like a fucking goofball against like Marcus Perez and Trevin Giles and fucking pulling mount against Brad Tavares and getting tuned up by Darren Till and looking mid as fuck against Derek Brunson. Like, can we pull comparisons to this dude, like, getting held down for half of his fucking debut against the debuting fighter, you know? He looked pretty good against Simone, and then, like, looking absolutely fucking washed against Saeed Nurmagomedov in round 1 and then winning with a fucking... Like, this dude's just goofy. His fights aren't supposed to look clean. Everyone's like, there's no way this is a top 15 quality fight. And I was like, Kyler Phillips is a very technical fighter when he actually is allowed to be. Vinicius Oliveira said, like, no, I'm not letting you be a technical fighter. Because Phillips looked good early. And Oliveira's movements are so erratic that sometimes he does just be falling over, which is concerning. And the hands down thing is a concern if he fights like a sniper. But, like, how many fucking guys are there in this division that are going to actually, like, time him with, like, a good 1-2? Maybe Cheeto flukes a fucking head kick, but, like, this is the fight. Cheeto hasn't fought in fucking ages. When was it? He was booked to fight Bautista. He pulled out. Maybe he's injured still. If no Cheeto, give him fucking Cejudo or something. I don't care. Let him kill Cejudo. But people are acting like this is some fucking fraud check and like, dude is a bum, bro. He dominantly beat Kyler Phillips in the second and third round, and it's like. But in the same fucking breath, you'll get people that still like people glaze Jacoby Smith for like getting tuned up on the feet low key by fucking Nico Price and then subbing him. But like, okay, God forbid a man takes Kyler Phillips to a decision. Like, Rob Font took him to a decision as well. Rob Font won a 29-28 decision as well. Like, this is Kyler Phillips. He wins the first round. He beats literally everyone in round 1, and then he loses. That's what he is. And I maintain that this Peter Yan Dricus du Plessis, or this Peter Yan Robert Whittaker / Oliveira DDP comparison is going to prove accurate. And we are, maybe it's not Peter Yan, but we're going to see this dude beat some top 5 guy as like a plus 200 that no one's going to be... Like, Lucas Tracy's dropping a video saying like, Oliveira's got a better chance of becoming the president than beating Peter Yan or some shit. Incoming cut to goofy fucking windmill punch TKO. It's going to happen. That's the script. Just letting you know. So you can make peace with it now, and then you can just tell me I was right when it happens, you know. Come back to this. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, this is if that he loses this weekend. If Ryan Ederida loses. We all wanted the dream fight was Dricus versus RDR. That was the dream fight. And that's the fight that we deserve if Dricus wins the belt and if RDR beats Whittaker. But if we get the Dricus win and then the RDR loss, it's tough. So we settle for second best, and we settle for Brendan Allen versus RDR. That's the fight to make, kid. Let me tell you. These two are going to go chrome for chrome like it's nobody's business. This is to be a fun-ass fight, dude. Like, you can't tell. Who the fuck do you pick in this fight? Like, you probably pick Dorita, but, like, we're going to learn a lot about Dorita this weekend. Because we're going to learn how good his striking actually is. Because the Holland win low-key kind of ain't aging that well. And then, not because, like fucking D-Rod got mount against this dude. And it's like GM3 win ain't aged the best either. The GM3 is not a phenomenal win. And then like, who else is it? Like the Botnickel win. Like Botnickel's just kind of a bum. So we'll see how it ages. I'm picking Whittaker, by the way, just so you guys know. But assuming I'm right and assuming Whittaker does win, which is not a guarantee. Because Dorita is so big and so physical, he might just take him down and sub him. But if he loses, I need to see Allen versus RDR for a special type of goofiness. Anyway, let's move on. So, this is totally not what's going to happen, but this is my thing. You're allowed to beat Robert Valentin if you do it fun and if you do it in an entertaining way. But then, as repayment for beating Robert Valentin, you must then exterminate all other defeaters of Robert Valentin who did it in a boring way. So what we need is this dude to flatline KO Ryan Loder, which he would, because he got flatline KO'd by Bakoev. Unless Bakoev's just the go-to the sport and no one else can touch Loder. But, like, let's get him to... Also, test the grappling. Loder kind of wrestles a little bit, you know. He wrestled Valentin. So, let's test the grappling a little bit. You hit two birds with one stone. You get to kill this boring bum. They're paying this dude 100k a fight because he won tough. So, get him off contract. Get him out of there with a big highlight reel KO. If he loses a split decision, they're probably not going to get rid of him. You get him flatline KO, you're up out of here, kid. That tough contract's out the window. Also, what was I going to say? Gautier. Atiba Gautier. And then afterwards, you can go KO Torres Finney. So, yeah. The roadmap is set. This dude's 23. If he was, like, 32, I'd be like, okay, yeah, fucking give him, like, Vittori right now. And just speedrun him. But, like, he's 23. He's fine. Middleweight is in no rush for, like, new contenders. We're not dying for fresh matchups. Like, we've got like 2 number 1 contender fights coming up in the next like month. So we're not in a rush, and we've got Fluffy coming up as well. He's got a main event. Like, we got enough. We got MVP as well, Cannonier. Like, we've got plenty of fights at middleweight right now to kind of sort things out. There's no ranking spot even close to open for you. Plus, I guarantee you, if they give this dude fucking... Like, if they give this dude the Lidsey now, watch him somehow lose. Watch him get smudged against defense by the Lidsey for 5 rounds. So, yeah, let him chill, let him just beat bums, and we can enjoy it. Anyway, let's move on. Dulatov is a similar case. Now, he's a little bit older, but he's not even in his 30s. Like, Dulatov's 26, turns 27 in, like, a few weeks. Again, no rush. Give him, like, Urus Medic or something. I don't know. Put him on... I would have said Paris card, but that is a very quick turnaround. I'd be okay with it. If they could get him on the Paris card, that would be amazing. Because he took no damage. But I don't know, like, he seems like a big guy. Seems like the weight cut will probably be a little bit. Don't know how, if you wanted, like... Again, geography-wise, the Paris card would be perfect. But it's also 6 weeks away. So, like, unless they just go in the back and, like, random body... Random living, breathing body. Here you go. Go kill this random bum. Like, go kill this fucking UFC 5 non-playable character. This career mode ass motherfucker. Like, go kill fucking Strategas Dumas or something. Wrong weight class. Go kill, like, I don't know. Who's a bum welterweight? Like, go kill fucking Kiefer Crosby or some shit in Paris. And then call it a day. And then you can go fight again later in the year. But what's more likely, probably, they give this dude a couple months, probably fights in, like, Abu Dhabi or something like that. Again, just anyone's naming ending in a V, they just, you know, these Pakistanis and these Muslims, these Saudi Arabians, these fucking people from, like, Jordan or something, these people from Kuwait will claim anyone who's named ending in a fucking V as their own. It's the same bullshit that Kenny does, just glazing any fucking person of African descent. Except Drickus, obviously. Just anyone, you know. Just fucking Sadiq Yusuf, bro, welcome. You're part of the team. Like, just anyone who you don't even fucking know and you've never lived geographically close to. Just glaze them if they're even from the same fucking continent as you. And these Dulatov fucking V guys aren't even from the same continent. They're not even from the same fucking area. They're not even from the Middle East. So anyway, it is what it is. And, you know... Pakistanis, Indians, that fucking Kuwaitians, you know, they got none of their own guys in the UAE, Saudi Arabians, they got none of their own guys in the sport, so it is what it is. You got to cling to something. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Crute versus Jacoby. Put it on the Australia card, I guess. I don't know, Jacoby won a fight recently, who cares? Next up, Ryan Spann can fight Martin Badai. There's no, like, I actually struggled with this. Like, I'm going to read you the heavyweight rankings right now. Like, I'm going to read you all the active heavyweights right now. Because this shit is a mess. Like, the thing is, we've got this little club of, like, either new and improved light heavyweights / fucking UFC immigrants who are coming over from, like, other promotions. Or just prospects. So we've got the group. Like, here's the group that we kind of need to do individual things with, you know? We got Spann is potentially a guy... Volta Walker, Vitor Petrino's potentially a guy. Mario Pinto's potentially a guy. You know, I don't know who else a guy is. Cannonier just lost it. He's not really a guy. Talos and Teixeira, I guess, can be somewhat of a guy. You know, you got Shamil Gaziev. So you want to give these dude, he's an absolute savage. You want to kind of see if you can give this dude individual matchups. Now, apparently Vitor Petrino is fighting Thomas Peterson, is what I was told. And then apparently, and then Janata Deniz is fighting Mario Pinto. So that's cool. Ryan Spann, yeah, you can fucking fight, whatever the kid's name is. I don't even know what I said. You can go fight this bum that's on screen that you guys can see that I can't, I'm not thinking mentally of the name. What did I say again? Martin Badai, sorry, I'm retarded. And Buchecha as well, he's coming over. So yeah, like, you're gonna have all these guys, and then fucking Ante Deliha's he's a bum though, no one cares about him. But like, you're gonna have all these random guys, you don't really want to be giving them all to each other. So like, you're gonna get this back end pool of like, you know, Badai, like Spivak, Tybora, these kind of guys having to fight all these up-and-comers. So it'll be, I can't even call up-and-comers, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, rebook it for Sand territory. This is what shouldn't, I mean, I don't mind if it does happen. But yeah, this is kind of the fight to make. It was already booked on this card. That, we know how the UFC works. I'm not going to claim credit like a genius, nor should anyone for suggesting this. If I dare fucking see, like, anyone, like, if I see fucking Hopper MMA suggest this and then, like, be like, act like he's just come up with this unique fight, I'm actually going to be pissed off. Like, yeah, the fight was made already. They just always rebook these type of fights. Anyway, though, let's move on. I would love to see Ferreira fight in Brazil as well, because, again, that card's probably going to be ass. But you know what they're going to do. If they are going to make this fight, which assuming is, what's the kid's name? Ikram, his name isn't like badly injured. If Ikram can fight on either the Abu Dhabi card or the Qatar card, best believe, and they're planning on rebooking this, you know they're gonna just do it there. So they're not gonna give Ferreira an advantage. Anyway, let's move on. Last fight, Carly Judice can fight Veronica Hardy. I don't know, because I guess Veronica's hot. That'd be cool. Let's move on. That's the end of the video, guys. Like and subscribe. I'm sorry if you guys came here for Nikolai Varetnikov matchmaking. He was the one winner I didn't matchmake on the card because I didn't care at all. Like, any man who lost to Austin Vanderford, I'm not matchmaking for. Prado, I'll matchmake for you. You can go back and cut to fucking lightweight and go KO some bum in your next fight. Because you're not a welterweight. Anyway, guys, what other matchups do you guys want to see? What did I get wrong with this matchmaking? What did I get right? Again, I put no real effort into it. I try and, like, briefly think, like, logically of the timelines and win or lose or this kind of thing, but overall, I'm not fucking mapping this out. We're not mapping this out in the war room, kid. I'll see you on fucking Tuesday. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. See you later.